Hello, everybody, and welcome to my review of What We Do in the Shadows, Season 2, Episode 7, The Return. And yes, I know this is a little bit late, but my brother came over this past Thursday and we hung out for the weekend. So it was good. Family time is a good thing. So we got away from everything, basically. Just ate and played video games and watched movies and just enjoyed ourselves. So back to work. Well, not really work. This is too much fun for work. So, so let's get into the review of this episode. It's a little bit shortened because it's late. So I might try to go along this route a little bit more. Try to shorten my videos because the videos take a long time for me to do normally. So let's get started with this episode. So we got Laszlo and Nadja coming from some show, and I didn't catch what kind of show it was. I was trying to listen, but I just couldn't hear what they were saying. When they heard a voice coming from the sewers. So of course, what do? They head down into the sewers to investigate what's going on. And so as they're looking through the sewers, they come across a very familiar face. Simon the Devious. And yes, we remember Simon the Devious, the club owner from the original, first season, the first season, and it was a bad situation for Simon the Devious. So he introduces to his what's left of his crew, Count Rapula, and a new one actually, Carol. Isn't she a vision? She is so lovely looking. So Laszlo and Nadja take off. They're saying, yeah, you're more welcome to come by if you want, whenever you want. So see you later. And in the household, we have Colin with a new, I guess you could say, hobby. He is going on his computers, his tablets and everything, and trolling people. And why is he doing that? Well, he gets energy from them. He goes through and just starts typing the most heinous, racist, awful things, and people reply back angrily, and he gets sustenance from it. Not a lot, but eventually it all adds up, and it feeds him. It fills him up. So back in the household, Simon Devious is there. Apparently, he got there before them, and he took the sewers. And, well, she invited him, so he came over. And as they're going through the household, giving a tour, they come across Elvis. Now, apparently, Laszlo turned Elvis. And Elvis has been living in a household this whole time. Okay. Well, that's what he said. So he's down there recording music. Elvis. Now we know what happened to Elvis. So Colin, meanwhile, is upstairs still doing his thing. And he comes across another, bad, I guess a person who just decides to affront him, to go up against him. And as you can see there, he's basically telling him, you probably live in your mom's basement or whatever. And Colin's having none of it, so he's going back because this guy is having all of his accounts canceled and so forth. So not a good thing. Meanwhile, Laszlo is not very trusting of Simon Devious, and he's following Simon Devious around the house, and he finds Simon Devious in, I guess, almost like a basement with something behind his back, and he's stealing something. So Laszlo brings him upstairs, gets everybody around, and when he reveals what it is, it's a bat made out of the garbage in the sewer that he made. Kind of looks like a certain hat, don't it? Because that's what Laszlo thinks he's trying to do, is get a hat. So Laszlo was forced to apologize. And yeah, that was not good for Laszlo. Bad luck, Laszlo. So we finally get to see Guillermo. We haven't seen very much of him lately. But we finally get to see Guillermo, and he gets the tar scared out of him by Carol. I don't know what Carol is. She's some kind of weird looking, big, buggy-eyed vampire. But Carol knows what Guillermo is. She can smell it on him, that he's a vampire hunter, a slayer. And so Carol lunges at him, and he falls down the steps. And Carol goes down after him by crawling down the steps, which is very, very creepy looking. And they get into a fight, and Guillermo ends up killing Carol. Yes, she's now I guess a body of dust, I guess. So, unfortunately for Guillermo, he's killed another vampire. And just so happens Laszlo came up because he heard some sissy screaming going on, and he confronts him like, what was that screaming going on? What's this dust doing there? And he realizes, is that Carol? And Guillermo confesses, yes, it's Carol. And obviously, he's not very happy with him killing a vampire because it reflects badly on him, and Guillermo will have to die. So Guillermo goes to give him the sticks and kind of puts it in the wrong place there, and they kind of have this awkward moment looking at each other like, what's this? Why are you pointing these sticks at my heart? So we head back outside, and there's Colin, and Colin is out and about going to find this new troll that has been bothering the sin out of him. And he now knows that he is in Medford, Massachusetts, I believe. Manhattan. So, I think. Manhattan, yeah. So, he's going after him. Of course, the guy also gave him his address and everything. He thought he was being all sneaky, like I tracked him down, and he actually told him where he was. So, he gets into Uber, and of course, Colin has to bore the hell out of the Uber. Poor Uber man. Poor Uber man. So now we head back in the house, and there is a house meeting being called by Simon Devious. The gall of him. What's wrong? I mean, seriously? Him calling a house meeting? Anyways, his house meeting is basically saying thank you for everything that they've done for him, but Carol is missing. So he looks at Guillermo and looks like the jig is up, but he's like, you seem relieved that she's not here. Maybe it's because Carol wanted to eat him. And Guillermo's pretty relieved, and so is Nandor. And then we find out what the real reason was for the house meeting. He wants the hat. What hat we're talking about? The cursed hat that Nadja thought he got rid of. So we get into a tussle. Simon Adivas grabs the hat, heads to the door. The door's closed. He thought he left it open. Then next thing you know, Laszlo shoots an arrow at him. He catches it with his hand, but in his hand. Laszlo, of course, grabs the hat, and off they go into it's almost like a Peter Griffin and the chicken from Family Guy. They're just going all over the place fighting. It's pretty funny. And Laszlo ends up out in the street, standing there looking for Simon, the Devious. And Laszlo starts getting bopped around by a bunch of cars, looking like a ping pong ball, bouncing back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. It's kind of silly looking. It's pretty funny, too. And they both turn into bat, and they head down the sewer. Yay, back into the sewer. So we find Colin Robinson in Medford, Massachusetts. Oh, it's Massachusetts. Okay, Massachusetts. I don't know why I said Manhattan. But Medford, Massachusetts, going to the cafe, the cyber cafe where he's at. And he gets a text from this troll and saying, meet me in the alley. So, and called him a name. And so he's all revved up, ready to go after him. And so he goes into the alley and finds him. And lo and behold, it's actually a troll. A naked troll, no less. Then again, I don't think any trolls ever wore clothes. I don't think. But this is a big, 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 big troll. And the troll's not happy. No, the troll's not happy because he's been making life hard on this troll. And so they go back and forth talking about the connotation of troll. He doesn't like it. You know, it's very wrong when people say it. Because, and Collins, of course, is just explaining that's the way it is. You're trolling people, so you're going to call it the troll. That's just the way it is. So meanwhile, back in the sewers, we still have the fight going on. Laszlo gets the hat back from Simon Devious. Simon gets the hat back from Laszlo, and they go back and forth. Finally, Simon has the hat, standing on the grid there, telling him, it's my hat now. I want it. And Laszlo's like, you're fine. This time, you're outnumbered. Not quite. His crew's still around. All of his crew from the originals, somehow, still around. And some new people, too. And his manager is there, too. His manager, who's a zombie now. His, whatever kind of manager that is. But yeah, he's a zombie now. And the new ones, we got Neil, Patrick, and Harris. Who are they supposed to be? I wonder. It'll come to me. So, another vampire they got, Elvis. They got Elvis. They took Elvis away. Oh, poor Laszlo. He turns Elvis, and Simon takes him away. It's unfortunate. But Simon starts going on about what he wanted and why he wants the hat. He wants what Laszlo has. He has Nadja, he has a happy life, and even his crew doesn't satisfy him, which the crew doesn't look too happy about when he says that even the crew can't satisfy him. Then Simon realizes that his foot is fused with the grating. I couldn't say it. The grating when he turned back from a bat. Somehow his foot, it's pretty gross looking. And the grating breaks and he starts sinking into this awful looking green gunk. And his crew is like, sorry, we're not helping you. I mean, nope, sorry. You just said you don't need us. So, yeah, that was a bad mistake on Simon's part to basically put down his crew. And Guillermo and Nandor are leaving. They all left. Laszlo told Guillermo to get the hat when he dies. Guillermo was wondering, can drowning really kill a vampire? And Nandor's like, why are you so interested in the way a vampire dies all of a sudden? And really raises Nandor's suspicion about it. So that was a kind of awkward moment. Meanwhile, back in the alleyway, the troll is basically falling asleep because Colin Robinson is using his energy sapping powers on him, and I guess no one is immune to that thing. And Colin's pretty powerful if you really think about it. And as he's talking to him, we find out why Colin was, what he was doing. He was stalling him for the sun to rise. And we all know the legend that the sun will turn trolls to rock. Bam. It turned them to rock. Why is this picture there? I don't know why I took that picture. I don't know. That's the one I took. That's how it came out. And it's kind of funny with Colin just sitting there staring at it. So Colin's all excited. He's happy. He's the champion. He raises his hands. I win. Well, the troll wasn't quite frozen quite yet and grabs his hands. And Colin is stuck. So, what do I think of this episode? I really enjoyed it. It was good to see Simon back, see his crew. That cursed hat that really pissed off Nadja. She couldn't believe he still had the hat. And they're just running around fighting. Simon's really funny. Now, they didn't show Simon die. So that means he's not dead. And we know the rule. If you don't see the person die, he's not dead. You have to see the person die for him to die. Carol's dead. We saw Carol poof. She's dead. So Simon, I don't believe Simon is quite dead yet. I don't think so. So, and now we have a little bit more with Guillermo and and Nandor, because now Nandor knows he killed a vampire. Now he doesn't know he killed all those other vampires. Oh no, he does not know that yet. And it's kind of raising Nandor's suspicion a little bit, the way he's wondering how they died. Drowning could kill him, and those pointy sticks pointed at his heart on accident, of course, but still he did. So that's kind of an interesting little thing going there too. So yeah, this episode was really fun. It's almost like a kind of like a filler in a way. But are they all fillers? Because they have an overarching thing with Guillermo being a vampire hunter. And so, in a way, I guess they're all standalones. And they're great. They're really fun. And now we know trolls exist, by the way. Yes, trolls exist. That's something we didn't know before. And I still don't know what Carol is. Carol's some weird looking, but she was a vampire. Because Nandor even confirmed that he just killed a vampire. But I ain't never seen a vampire like that before. That was a strange looking vampire. But there we have it, folks. That is episode 7, The Return. And I enjoyed it quite a bit. Very fun. This show is so good. I really enjoy the heck out of it. And this format I'm doing here is quick and easy, and I kind of like doing it. It's not drawn out, and it's a little bit easier to do. I'm telling you, it took me forever to do those other episodes, like over 2 hours easy. And it took for a long, long time. And this is more, I guess, to the point, and it's easier. So if somebody really wants to watch the episode, they can watch the episode. Because basically I was going through the whole episode, and I kind of want to get away from that. Also, I plan on finally putting my face on here very, very soon. I'm trying to get everything situated in my man cave, which I have. And I'm trying to get everything situated here so I can actually do that. So I kind of want to do more stuff like that so you can see. And I also want to see me. And I also want to do more newsworthy things. Things that are going on in the world. Besides just playing games. Which I'll still do here and there. But more, just to see which ones people like. And I'll do those. But there you have it, folks. I hope you enjoyed this episode of What We Did in the Shadows. I hope you enjoyed my review. And if you did, leave a like. I would really appreciate it. And subscribe. And so you can continue on watching my reviews of What We Do in the Shadows. Thank you very much, guys. I hope you all are safe out there. Bye-bye.